as we see the field lining up there. It will be Edward Shelley in that Marmite car on pole position, the black car with the yellow trim and the yellow rims, with Barry Kemp in that classic Golf livery alongside him on the front row. Richard Molden, not yet on the grid, but you won't miss him. He's in that lime chrome green, number 69 car. In third place, Garen Batten, the very dark navy blue, black, purple car. David Hatton in car number 666, the Monster Energy coloured car. In fifth place, he's got to be a shout for victory in this one. Alton Myers in sixth. Richard Spanner's ready. Ishmael Basso, Colin Ward, and Gregory Leader is your top 10 for this reverse grid race. Away they go. Shelley leads the field away in the Marmite coloured car. Richard Molden looks like he's already challenging for second place, getting up alongside Barry Kemp towards turn one. Molden goes out wide though, and that is an open door for David Hatton to try and sneak through as well, though Molden looks like he's kept the place. Top two have gone away a little bit, and it's three wide behind them for third place. Hatton right in the middle of that, and Batten wisely backs out of that one, and Hatton goes through into third place. Plenty of squabbling and jostling behind them, as well as Colton Myers looks to try and find a way through in seventh place, as once again three wide down towards turn three. Basso coming out on top, and that one right through the middle. So that was brave stuff from the Gold Championship leader to try and make up a place there. He's into fourth place already. As Molden goes for a spin, oh no, that's not what we wanted to see, and Spanners has had to go off the track in avoidance as well. But crucially, it looks like our main protagonists from the feature race have gotten away cleanly.
You say that, Henny has literally just spun, and he just spun out. He managed to just about regain it and then swerve his way out of trouble. But I was so close to saying, how many times do we sit here and say, you know, what Danny needs to do, especially, you know, we're mentioning how great his starts are, is, yeah, get a great start, but then stay out of trouble for this sort of first lap, and then focus when things are cleared up and calmed down a bit on moving forward. But he seems to have recovered quite well, but that, when he was trying to stay out of trouble, would be not what he wants at all.
21st on my timing screen across the line. I would like to say about 3 seconds before I said that, he was running fine. But his two rivals from the previous race, Kyle Power and Luca Harrison, have gotten away cleanly. Power's come across the line in 13th place, Harrison in 15th. Meanwhile, up at the front of the field, Edward Shelley has just a couple of tenths of a second over Barry Kemp, David Hatton and Ishmael Basso. Looks like we're going to get a four-way scrap for the lead, and I would expect Hatton and Basso to find their way through these guys.
If anyone is going to regain composure on this track, it's going to be Henny though, isn't it? You know, we've spoken about it before, he's spoken about it, he's been studying, he knows this track and he knows what it can throw at him, so he'll just have to sort of keep chipping away. You know, he's coming on the back now, coming up to the back of Spanners. He'll just want to keep sort of chipping away and moving up forward, and hoping that he doesn't get into too much trouble anymore. I think just Spanners just goes a little bit wide there, and just gives Henny an opportunity to catch up.
Absolutely, I fully expect Henny to be making progress through the field. Now look at this, Shelley at the head of the field, going defensive on the run into turn one against Barry Kemp. That is going to compromise his exit, and there's just a queue of cars waiting to get past him if he doesn't get the best of runs up this hill. And Hatton makes the move. He's pulled out to the outside on Barry Kemp. David Hatton in that black and green 666 car is going to try and take both of them, and goes into the lead round the outside. What a stunning move from David Hatton. A little bit of squabbling and jostling as Shelley and Kemp had to try and navigate the corner. Kemp got through into second place, Shelley down to third, but what a move from David Hatton. Oh, and Shelley now locks up big time down into turn three and is into the gravel trap. So any hope of a podium in this reverse grid race has just gone through the, down the drain. So that promotes Dobertsberger into fourth place. Batten in fifth now, ahead of Gregory Leader. Stephen Williams has come up through the order. He's in seventh place already. Then Colin Ward Andy Flagg and Brian Boomsma, that's your top 10 at the moment. Power about to break into that top 10 as well. He's staring down the back of Boomsma's car. Harrison close behind them as well. So the top guys definitely making their way through the order. Batten coming under pressure from Gregory Leader now for 5th place, and Leader very late on the brakes there as he goes through before they even get to the corner. Williams trying to follow him through as well. Here comes Ward as well. They're going to make it 3 wide on the run up towards turn 2. Now Williams was very heavily compromised on the exit of that corner because Ward's gone straight through and taken both of them. So that's him up into 6th place now. Williams tries to regain that place. It's all getting very close for comfort as Power gets tucked up behind Darren Batten's car, who's being swallowed up by the pack now. And this is where Power needs to be careful. He said Silverstone was the first time this season that he has gotten through all 3 races cleanly, and he wants to try and keep up that record because he needs to try and regain some ground in the championship, which he can do on Henny today if Henny struggles to get through the pack. So that's Power up into 10th place there, man, who was 4th in the championship going into this weekend. Don't forget, 62 points adrift of Henny. He's lost a few of them in the feature race, but could well gain some back in this reverse grid race as Harrison now finds his way through on Batten as well. Oh dear, I believe Colton Myers has gone for a spin down at the final corner. Couldn't quite get the position he was in before that, but a bit of a disaster for him. Now Brian Boomsma in 9th place, going very slowly down the pit straight. I wonder if he's exceeded the track limits there and found himself with a slowdown penalty because he's just waving these guys through. So perhaps a little bit of over exuberance there in abusing the track limits for Boomsma, or maybe got caught up in an incident. He's still going very slowly. Either he's got a major slowdown penalty or he's got some sort of technical problem with his rig. He's still going slowly. Maybe he has got damage on that car and is just nursing it back to the pit. So bit of a shame there for Brian Boomsma, and he was coming up through the pack nicely and was looking to make it 2 good results on the trot, but sadly it looks like that is not going to be the case. So now things have calmed down a little bit. Let me run you through the order. We have David Hatton leading the field by 2 seconds over Barry Kemp, who still has Ishmael Basso for close company. Alexander Dobbelsberger looking to make his way on to the podium as well, recovering of course from the spin he had in the feature race, which rather compromised his position. And Gregory Leader not too far behind them as well in 5th place. Basso had a bit of a look down the inside on Kemp into turn 1, but no way through there. Just behind Gregory Leader, we have Stephen Williams in 6th place, still with Ward and Power for close company. Then Luca Harrison in 10th place, and Tim Ellis is your top 10 at the moment. And Basso making the move around the outside of turn 2 on Barry Kemp. This is for 2nd position, and he looks like he might just draw clear on the run down towards turn 3. Very, very close. Here comes Dobbelsberger, going to try and make it 3 wide. He's looking down the inside, and Kemp may well have to try and back out of this one. So Basso goes through, and Dobbelsberger tries to follow him through. He does indeed. Can he now have a run at 2nd place? He's drawn alongside Basso, and they're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 5. But Basso comes out on top. Dobbelsberger can't get round the outside there. Basso, don't forget, is the leader in the gold standings by just 1 point over Alex Jones. We're going into this one, and so he has a big fight on his hands. There's Dobbelsberger now looking towards the inside at the penultimate corner and makes it stick. Fantastic move down the inside, and Dobbelsberger is up into 2nd place. Another man looking to regain some ground in the championship was 3rd in the standings heading into this one, 55 points adrift, and now finds himself in 2nd place in this reverse grid race ahead of Ishmael Basso. And Basso doesn't look finished yet though. He could be a bit of fight left in him. Gregory Leader's caught onto the back of Barry Kemp in all of that fighting as he looks to make his way into 4th place as well. But Basso definitely doesn't look finished. Oh, a bit of a hop and a bounce over the curb there may well have given him a 1x for that, but I don't think you'll get the slowdown, not unless you put all 4 wheels across that yellow curb. You should be okay, as leader looking around the outside of Kemp for 4th place there down into turn 3, but Kemp successfully defending that position, but leader with a great run out of the corner though, and can he make it around the outside of turn 5? Not on your life. Kemp, blinking in and out there, unfortunately. Oh no, he's gone into the back of him! Or was that a little bit of netcode? We just saw Barry Kemp blinking in and out there. So I think leader may well have been caught out by that and just tagged the back of his car. That's so unfortunate for him, but unfortunately a reality of sim racing. So no one's fault there, really. That's a shame, because I think that was unfolding quite nicely, but that has promoted Stephen Williams up to 4th place, who's about 2 and a bit seconds behind Basso now, with 6 laps still to run. Power and Ward behind them. So Power's gone ahead of Ward. He's now in 5th place.
A battle, sort of, I say emerging, it's been going on for a couple of laps now. We have got Shilcock, Reddy and Henny all together. Spanners initially yielded to Henny, letting him past, and then there was a nice little battle between Shilcock and Henny. And then after that, Henny just hasn't been looking as comfortable. I mean, right now we see him go sort of cruise past Shilcock, as he teaching me to eat my words. But he's had a couple of lockups. He hasn't been looking as comfortable as we'd expect. But to be fair, his confidence seems to be coming back in this lap. He seems to be moving well. We'll see if Spanners lets him go past again. And then we've got Alex Van Gien, who's catching up as well, because they've been tossing for a couple of laps now, just allowing Van Gien to latch onto the back. So we'll see how that develops. But yeah, Henny he's probably not had a smoother ride as had been expected, or at least wanted, this race so far.
Spanners with a very tiny move up the inside into that turn 5, takes 12th place away from Barry Kemp there. He'll be giving himself a little come on, and shaking a fist in happiness about that one. Now looking at the back of our pole sitter Edward Shelley for 11th place, as you say. Danny Henny making his way through, and another panelist, Alex Van Gien, coming through the order as well there in 14th place. Great to see Spanners getting in the fight and recovering after having to go off the track in avoidance of the Henny incident. Or was it the Henny incident? It was somebody went off on the opening lap, and we saw Spanners having to take to the gravel, the escape roads. It was Malden, that was it. Yes, of course it was. He spun down that turn 5, and currently running in 22nd place. So actually still in contention for reverse grid pole for race 3. Gregory Leader currently holds that 20th place spot after his dramas with Ishmael Basso earlier in this race.
Leader will be one to watch, because in the races we've seen before, I think Silverstone in particular, he does not give places up. He is right in the fight, and I was thinking this last race when when he was sitting around that 20 mark again. I'm thinking it's going to be an interesting race. If he does stick in that 20th position, that reverse grid pole will be in for a very exciting last race.
Absolutely. And look at this, Spanners nose to tail with Shelley here going into these final 2 corners. 4 laps left to run.
This isn't like the slightly underconfident Spanners that we've been talking to earlier on this week, who didn't seem ready. Well, I don't want to say didn't seem ready, but didn't seem confident in himself at all heading into this race. But apart from he always says that he'll let Henny pass if he needs to, and we'll put up a fight when he's confident, like last time out, and he's ready to fight. He'll put up a fight, but he does seem a lot more confident than maybe he was giving off earlier on in the week.
Yeah, certainly got some confidence here as he made the move on Shelley into turn 1, and now defending into turn 2. Shelley forced up on the curb there, still with a good run out of the corner though, and watch out for Alex Van Gien. Gonna pick up some pieces here potentially, but Spanners defensive driving down the inside. Shelley tries to brave it out the long way around. Spanners still holding firm, and I'd be surprised if Shelley can make it up the inside here. Spanners having to go way off the racing line and very close on the exit of the corner, but he's got it through, and that's 11th place for Spanners now. Absolutely. Now, at the front of the field, Alexander Dobbelsberger has just halved the gap to our race leader, David Hatton. And I tell you what, Ishmael Basso is not far behind either. Now, we have seen Hatton struggle for pace, but he was 1 second slower than Dobbelsberger on that final lap. I thought once Hatton hit the front of the field, he may well romp clear, but perhaps there's still another twist in this tale with 2.5 laps remaining in this race 2 reverse grid race.
Henny's just made a move down the inside, or attempting to make a move down the inside of Alex Van Gien. Oh, goes around the outside there, and just not quite. It's difficult, just not quite getting it fully on the turns. I think that's probably where he's been losing time so far. But he's still, he's made up quite a few positions and is coping well with that early setback.
Quite come through the field, although of course by the time he's making his way through the field's spread out a little bit, so it's always harder to get through after even just 2 laps than it is at the start of the race.
That balance of staying out of trouble earlier on and not getting bunched up, but then also not leaving it too long, so then everyone's darting off ahead of you.
Up at the front of the field, that gap has been halved once again. Just half a second separated Hatton and Dobbelsberger as they went over the line to start lap 12, the penultimate lap of this race, and Dobbelsberger's got a great run out of turn 1, and Hatton is moving every which way to defend the position. It's side by side for the lead of the race. Dobbelsberger to the outside of turn 2, can't find a way through. Can he get the traction on the exit? Hatton feeds him out towards the curb, still weaving across the track. This is every trick in the book that Hatton is pulling out here. Probably more of the gentleman racer we've considered him in the past, but he's doing everything he can to repel Dobbelsberger at the moment. He's very late on the brakes on the outside at turn 3. And once again, Hatton just squeezing him over to the curbing and no way through. But Dobbelsberger, has he got the run down towards turn 5? Hatton has to leave him some space. Now we saw Dobbelsberger making some good moves in this part of the track in the feature race. Can he pull a move like that on Hatton for the lead in this one? They're coming up to the penultimate 2 corners. After that, there'll just be 1 lap remaining in this reverse grid race. No way through for Dobbelsberger into that penultimate corner. You've got to try and get the good exit out of here and line him up towards turn 1 or maybe even turn 2. There's the white flag. Hatton moving over to the right-hand side of the track. Back over to the left, trying desperately to break that toe. Dobbelsberger looks towards the inside, thinks better of it. He doesn't want to get up the inside at turn 1 because he knows that Hatton will have a great slipstream back up the hill. But now he's putting himself under pressure because he's got to get it done soon. Hatton's still weaving across the track. And Dobbelsberger almost squeezed out onto the grass, but he has found the inside line for turn 2. Can he get up the inside? Yes, Dobbelsberger takes the lead of the race. Hatton tries to get the undercut and get the better run out of the corner. Back into the slipstream. Can he reclaim the lead? Nose to tail as they head down towards turn 2. We've seen Hatton involved in a few final lap scraps in the past. And he locks up down towards turn 3, almost goes into the back of Dobbelsberger. But he has found himself some traction on the exit of the corner, and they're side by side once again towards turn 5. Surely Hatton's not going to go around the outside of there. Fantastic racing once again in the Missed Apex iRacing F3 Cup. If Hatton wants to reclaim the lead of this race, he's running out of corners. 2 to go, and Dobbelsberger has just a couple of tenths of a second over Hatton, and that might be all he needs. 2 corners to go. Through there safely. It doesn't look like Hatton's got any chance left. Dobbelsberger safely navigates that final corner and brilliantly takes the win in the reverse grid race. Sensational driving. Hatton survives in 2nd place, and Ishmael Basso 3rd across the line. What a battle at the end of that one.
That is exactly the racing that we love to see.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Hatton, I think, will be a little bit dejected by it, that one, as I think maybe like me, he thought he was going to hang on to the lead there, not quite expecting the pace of Dobbelsberger towards the end of that race. Absolutely sensational. I'll see if I can get him in the Discord chat. Alexander Dobbelsberger, we have brought you into the commentary channel. What a brilliant battle you have in there with David at the end.
It was amazing last 2 laps. But David had really bad luck with the traffic. He lost like over a second, I think in lap 7 or 6. I would have never caught him if that wouldn't have happened. But still, I'm very...
Very, very gracious in victory there. A storming drive. I mean, you were coming through the field like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, there were a few situations where it was a bit hairy, but it all worked out somehow.
All right, well, good man. And your second victory of the season. You're actually the first person other than Henny to win multiple races this season, so congratulations.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you very much.
All right, good luck for race 3.
Thanks.
Alexander Dobbelsberger there. Great character in the Missed Apex esports community. Just to give you a rundown of the rest of the order, we had Stephen Williams in 4th, Kyle Power in 5th, Luca Harrison 6th, Tim Ellis, Colin Ward, Alex Stromsmat and Garen Batten. That was your top 10. And Spanners did get across the line in 11th place there, just ahead of Alex Van Gien in 12th. And if my maths is correct, we'll have Peter Shilcock on pole position for the final championship race of the night. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with race 3.